New at 10, ambulances running low on drugs that could save your life. It's a problem that's just getting worse.
And the I-Team's Courtney Garish is here with a startling report. Courtney.
Carolyn, Steve, we actually covered this story back in 2012 with an ambulance company in Washington County. Back then, the drug shortage problem was new and affected only a handful of emergency drugs. Now, almost half the medicine these paramedics use is in short supply.
Pain medications that we can't get, cardiac medications that we can get.
Lifestar EMS out of West Bend stocks its ambulances with 49 emergency drugs. Right now, 21 are in short supply or out of stock.
It has been extremely more difficult to treat patients.
We first talked to Lifestar owner Mike Krieger 6 years ago about this issue. The past year has been tough.
Because every week the list changes. The epinephrine would be here and none.
Epi is a life-saving drug used to jumpstart the heart. Lifestar's ambulances are still stocked. Once that runs out, there's no supply in-house.
For a while, we had mostly expired epinephrine,
which is now allowed by the FDA. Extending expiration dates is one way the government's trying to manage the drug shortage. The Greenfield Fire Department has not yet used expired meds. So far, it's been able to share drugs with other departments in Milwaukee County.
We've given away medications, we've taken in medications.
Paramedic Joel Fladwood orders emergency meds for Greenfield.
So this is a constant juggling act to make sure you have what you need.
All the time.
Part of that is finding new ways to do things.
That's a 250 cc.
Saline is hard to come by, so paramedics only start an IV if a patient needs it.
Which before, they got fluids.
No matter what.
Correct.
Right now, the FDA has 100 drugs listed in short supply.
I don't see an end in sight necessarily.
Dr. Ricardo Colella is Milwaukee County's medical director. He calls the continuing shortage a public health concern. The constant challenge for all EMS is adapting to drugs out of stock on almost no notice.
We have to be able to prepare for that, train paramedics on changes that may occur.
With backup drugs replacing what paramedics normally use, there's always a new learning curve.
We look at the vial and make sure that we're giving the correct dose of the drug.
In most cases, there's a plan B for what's out of stock, but Krieger says it's not always the best for patient care.
Sometimes those treatments aren't as good as our first line drugs, the ones that we would reach for first.
So the FDA does require drug manufacturers to report any change in production that might lead to a shortage. That legislation was passed back in 2012.
So some of these are pretty basic items. What is causing the shortages?
Like saline.
Right.
Right. But that was due to manufacturing in Puerto Rico,
okay.
The whole hurricane thing, and that shut down a lot of the manufacturers, so they're getting back on track. But for other drugs, the FDA points to manufacturing issues, production delays, and sometimes it just comes down to a business decision. Companies stop making an older drug, and then they switch over to the new, more profitable drug.
Very scary. Courtney, thank you very much.